What's the purpose of ass hairs? I feel like it has something to do with preventing chafing, because there's hair in places that do a lot of rubbing. Armpits, for example. If you mean the hair around the anus, that's pubic hair from the genital region. It's a rough hair that provides warmth and protection for the important region. The hair is also coated in oils useful for a variety of things. Pubic hair stretches all the way around to the anus. As for why, it's hard to tell. If there's no genetic pressure to not have ass hair, then we aren't going to lose it. All of this is certainly more from the pav of being hairless apes living naked in the jungle, and all uses are borderline vestigial by today. Silent farts. It's a survival mechanism. It tickles the sphincter so the gate keeps shut. Well, they are not meant to do anything. Remember, evolution is a result, not a process or intention. Whatever we have because ancestors with what we have got laid more. Fart mufflers, similar to nose hairs and eyelashes to keep dirt and bugs from getting up there. Even though poop comes out, you still wouldn't want anything crawling in. SciShow made a video about it. https://youtube.bbgsdhmlr passy equals sfnp poner jpq. They called it butt hair though. It's to catch dingleberries to make sure no one wants to put things in there. It does need to have a purpose. It just can't inhibit reproduction. It's just a leftover from when we were fully fur covered. Keeps the bugs out. I've seen some hilarious stories on Reddit from men that shaved it off then regretted it. Look them up for a laugh. I kinda assumed it's just there in case bugs try to crawl in. 2 questions to ask yourself when pondering natural selection using ass hair as an example. 1. Does ass hair help humans reproduce or live long enough to reproduce? Probably not, except for maybe some kinky people, but ass hair kinks are a statistic outlier. 2. Does ass hair prevent humans from reproducing or living long enough to reproduce? Probably not, except for maybe some kinky people, but ass hair kinks are a statistic outlier. Thus, unless ass hair is responsible for a significant amount of humans to reproduce more than those without it, or if having ass hair is killing a lot of young humans before they can reproduce, then natural selection has no effect. I will now be using ass hair as my primary example of a lack of selective pressure for my students. We need a sticky post about how evolution works. Things don't have a purpose. If they exist, all that means is that they didn't cause you to die before you reproduce. People weren't designed in a factory. We weren't optimized for anything in particular. We come from a long line of organisms that managed to live long enough to have offspring. All of us are slightly different though, and those differences might help, or hurt, our odds of surviving long enough to have offspring. The stuff that helps has a higher chance of being passed on to future generations. That's it. Ass hair doesn't have to serve any purpose to exist. Evolution isn't about perpetually getting better. Everything alive today is tied for first in the evolutionary race. Damn, now I want to know. For you to be able to get silently read one story from a guy who shaved his ass. Gosh, he was embarrassed at work because his fat was loud. To make you sad.